Hi, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the show. My name is GB. I'm your host of upper90plus. And welcome. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. And just wanted to say welcome to the show. Hope that your weekend was as brilliant as mine. Uh, had a great, excuse me, great weekend. My wonderful wife surprised me with a surprise birthday party. I don't get surprised a lot, maybe two or three times in my lifetime. But this was the definitely the biggest surprise ever, and she did very well with it. Everybody was in on it, and what's really shocking to me is the way that she maneuvered this whole thing, along with my friends and family. She started back in March up to this point on Saturday, and everyone kept it quiet. My friends talked to me like it was nothing. No one said anything to me or it's pretty remarkable that it was kept quiet so long. So very grateful for that. Got my balloons back here still from Saturday night, and just really greatly appreciate everyone that attended. Again, all those that gave me well wishes throughout the week, and sent videos as well. Some video folks. I'll be have to go now through all of that and send out thanks and things like that. Which you know how that goes for the birthday. It takes like a week to catch up with everyone and say thank you, right? But from the bottom of my heart, thank you everyone. Thank you to my wife as well, and it was a great time. So let's get into it. Enough about the birthday, right? Let's do some teaching tonight. All right. So this is my position where I played as a footballer growing up, where I put my name on the map was being an attacking striker, man. My favorite position on the pitch. And this position is really you have to really have a strong mindset when it comes to playing this position. Because everything you do has to be done with a purpose before you receive the ball. You hear that clearly. Everything you do has to be done with a purpose before you receive the ball. You can't think about doing something after you receive it because it's too late. The defenders will be on you, or the play might be disappearing. The runner might be, stopped because you're not looking at them, or you didn't see them run or make a through pass. They might not have, you might not have caught their eye or attention, and it's too late to do anything once you get the ball. So that's another reason why I love this position because whoever is marking you as a forward, they don't know and have any idea of what you're going to do. Can only predict what you're going to do after you touch the ball, right? And as far as making runs, uh, run a through run or receiving the ball prior to that time, that person still has no idea. So again, very strong mindset. You have to have a strong mindset to play this position. You get kicked down a lot. Okay, so if you're a person that has an attitude or gets mad when somebody touches you or hits you in the back or kicks you in the shin or gives you an elbow or any kind of physicality, this is not the position for you. If you're a person like me who loves the contact and takes the negative contact and makes it into a positive. Now, hear what I'm saying when I say that. The negative contact. If you are a striker and you are getting knocked down a lot and you're drawing yellow cards, you are affecting the game for your team. You are now into the head of whoever's defending you, right? Getting them off of their game because they can't figure out what you're doing. So they kick you down. They cause, you have numerous fouls against you. My mindset going in as a striker, I'm to disrupt the entire back line. I'm to disrupt the whole midfield. Whoever gets the ball on that half of the pitch, the attacking half, I'm going to go and disturb the peace and make something happen for my team to help out my team in any way that I can. So you heard me say disrupting. You are a disruptor. meaning offensively wise, you have the ball, you want everyone on that pitch to know, uh-oh, he has the ball, somebody needs to get to that person, or he or she. Somebody needs to get to the person with the ball, being you. You want that mark on your back. Because if you are taking out two or three players marking you, well, guess what that means? You now have two or three teammates that are open. So once you see two or three players coming at you, put your head up, lift your head up, see what's going on around you. Because that's the whole purpose of a striker. Be disruptive. In the attacking third, be disruptive also on the other side of the pitch as well. And people don't like to hear it, but I'm going to say it tonight. Strikers are the star players of the team. Yes, we are the stars. We are the star players because we are the goal scorers. You can't win the game without us scoring a goal, right? It doesn't matter who else is on the pitch with you. Your job is to score the goals. The midfielder might score, a defender might score here and there, but their job is something else. Your job on the pitch is to score goals. That is it. That is first and foremost on your list. Chasing down defenders and making pretty passes and this and that, yeah, that's all nice and dandy. But at the end of the day, you need to put the ball in the back of the net for your team to win. Somehow, some way, either a goal or an assist. Every game, you should have one of those two, and being disruptive. I used to love trying to count how many yellow cards I could get on players in a game. That would make me feel good because that means I am now in that defender's head and I'm helping my team. Because once you get a yellow card on someone, they have to play a completely different way against you. They have to back off you a little bit. And me, my game was speed. I could get around you in 2 seconds. I can make a through run and the ball is there. Everyone on my team knew, look for G, he's going to make that run. And they just know, just kick it because I will get to it. So, first and foremost, strong minded. Second, take being a star player of the team and don't let it get to your head. You being the star player of the team means you have to do your job and you have something to prove every time you step on the pitch. Your team is expecting you to make it happen. If you're not in that mindset, you need to find a different position to play. I'll let you know that right now. You might have 15 shots on goal. You cannot put your head down and be discouraged. You didn't score, or you didn't get the ball and this and that. Because all you need is one opportunity to score. So keep running. Don't get discouraged when you don't score. Get back and go make it happen. Okay? Especially when you lose the ball. Dude, I see a lot of heads down on players that are strikers. They lose the ball, they stand there and they huff and puff and walk back and say, okay, I'm in the offensive third, I don't need to run back and help my team. That's not the case. If you are a striker and your mentality is I want to score and affect the game and I want to help my teammates, as soon as you lose that ball, you go get it back. Go get the ball back. Because guess what that does too? That tells that defender, wait a minute, as soon as I get the ball from from this player, I got to do something with it quick, right? So now they're under pressure to either maybe kick the ball out of bounds from now on. Well, guess what? Now you're still down in their offensive third to make something happen. So be a disruptor, be strong-minded, keep your head into the game. Do not get discouraged as a striker. If take the ball away from you, go get it back. If you had 4 or 5 shots within a 5-minute span, say, and you didn't score, so what? You've got the rest of the game to make it happen. If it's not your day to be trying to shoot, you don't get a shot on goal or whatever, what have you. You should be doing other things in the game to help your teammates. If you have to have somebody on you that's marking you out the game, well, guess what? Go play defense and take the ball from somebody else. Help out your teammates, right? So again, strikers, know that you're the star players of the team, but stay humble. Stay humble. Do not be a cocky player. No one likes a cocky player walking around because guess what? Cocky players don't get the ball passed to them, and cocky players sit on the bench. And what I mean by being cocky, meaning you're letting it get to your head. You can't do any wrong. You start bad mouthing your teammates. You start bad mouthing your coach because you want to blame everyone else for you not scoring. That's not what strikers are about. You walk on the pitch, everyone on that pitch should know, hey, you are the person to mark. They have to mark you out of the game. That's how you affect the game in a positive way. All right. So let's get into some of the details. You work you work the final half of the pitch, and you help when needed on the defensive side of the pitch. So again, final half of the pitch, meaning going to goal. That whole area, that is all you. That is your territory. Okay? And there's two styles of play here. The style of play is when you need to score and get the lead. The second style of play is when you have the lead, how do you now play to keep the lead? So let's talk about the first one. Beginning of the game, 0-0, you need a goal, right? You're trying to score. You're attack, attack, attack. So you have the ball, you're attacking, ball goes out of bounds for a goal kick. You're now a defender. In your mind, wherever they put the ball down, which is normally now in the middle of the goal, they don't pick a side, a left or a right anymore. It's usually the middle of the goal, and they want to play it out the back. Whatever side the ball goes to, your head should be on a swivel. You should be looking around. Once that ball is kicked into play, you should know exactly how to force that player to one side of the pitch and take away a pass. Either the pass back to the goalie you're going to take away or a pass that's straight down the pitch. But you should be knowing what's going on before they even kick the ball from that goal. You should know where everyone is. Not just their players, but your players. How do you know where everyone is? Looking around. Second, you should be looking around, but you should always, prior to the game, you should be on one accord with all of your players and have a strategy as far as what are you going to do on goal kicks? What are you going to do on throw-ins on their side of the pitch? You guys should be talking about that before the game, right? Watching, as we talked about before in the training, watching the other team as they warm up. Who has the left foot? Who has the right foot? Who's the strongest? Who plays forward? You're watching the other team as they warm up. You should be talking to your players about what you're going to do with certain players, right? And then once the game starts, you can see now who's got the left foot, who's got the right foot, who's strong, who can head, who can't head, who can control the ball. You always know a player that doesn't have any kind of control. The ball normally bounces off of them. Well, you should be knowing who to prey upon so you can affect the game for your team. Okay. So next, as an attacker, playing with your back towards the goal and hold the ball is a must. You have to be able to play with your back towards the goal. All right, back to the physicality of the game. This is the most physical part of the game right here, playing with your back towards the goal. You'll have an elbow in your back majority of the time. You might get kicked in the back of the shins, kicked in the back of the leg. You might even get a knee in the thigh. You might get hands on your shoulder, trying to force you off. You have to be strong on the ball and and open up and have a wide base to protect the ball first of all before it comes to you, right? So what does that mean? Back to how we talked about in previous trainings. You need to be able to play with your left foot and your right foot. You should be able to play the inside of your foot and the outside of your foot to be able to trap a ball that is coming towards you with the defender that is on your back. So if the ball is coming towards you, you're on the left side of the goal, you would use your right foot and you would put your right foot and your body between the ball and the goal of that defender, right? So before that pass even comes to you, like we just discussed, you should already know what you're doing. When you make the run towards the ball, whatever run you're making it for a reason. You're doing it with a sense of purpose. You're not just out there just running around. Okay? You're watching your teammates. You're seeing where a run needs to be made or someone might need a help. You might have to go all the way back to the half line to help someone out, to get them out of a situation, right? But you should know what you're doing before you receive the ball. All right, so always think about that. You should be always in tune with the game. This isn't time to be looking at the sidelines and worrying about who's subbing in and looking to see if your friends are there or where mom and dad are sitting or all of that stuff. You should be focused in on the pitch, what you're doing at all times. You are reading the game. Your mindset is strong. You know when to turn your back to the goal to receive it, to help your team out to get out of a situation. Okay. And playing with your back towards the goal as a striker. If you cannot do this, you need to practice this. All right. I used to have my friends, take their arm and just keep it in my back. Right. And I would have the ball kicked to me and they would just keep hitting me in my back, hit me in my back until I learned how to control the ball with someone hitting me in my back. It's practice. All right. So this is not just going to just come to you one day and you're going to make it happen. You need to do this in practice because you practice like how you play. All right. So playing with your back towards the goal, that's one key element of this position. Playing on the other side of the pitch with both feet is a must in this position. We always talked about this. We're talking about this for many episodes. You have to be able to play with both of your feet. You cannot be a danger person and a striker if you're only one-footed. That is for the Lionel Messi's, that is for the Ronaldos of the world that can play with just their one foot the majority of the time. But even those guys have to use their other foot sometimes. Okay? The new age player now, you want to play with both feet. You should be able to score with your left foot. And I'm not just saying score. I mean, you should be able to curl the ball with your left foot and bend it. You should be able to hit the ball with the outside of your foot and bend it the opposite direction. And that's not just not shooting. That's maybe even switching fields. When you see a player open, you should be able to hit it with your left foot going to that side of the pitch. You should be able to hit it with your right foot going to that side of the pitch. Right? Again, you're making yourself a disruptor on the field. That's what your attacking mentality is. You want to disrupt anything going on in that defensive third. All right? Next up, we're going to talk about attacking the defender now. So let's do it. Attack the defender to go past them. You want to study their movements during the warm-up and the game. So when you're warming up, we talked about this before, you're looking across the pitch. You're seeing who the defenders are. Look and see which feet are their strongest feet. You're seeing how they're built. Are they tall? Are they short? Okay. You're watching the goalkeeper. When they're shooting on the keeper, first thing we always looked at was, does the keeper have hands? Are they catching the ball or is everything just bouncing off of them? All these little things tie into play. Because as an attacker, when that ball goes back to the keeper in the air, and you know that keeper does not have hands, you need to run in there and guess what? Just stop in front of the keeper. They're gonna flex. They're gonna do something with the ball. My good friend Jeff, that was on here, the goalkeeper. My friend Austin, that was on here, the goalkeeper. They'll tell you in a heartbeat. Somebody running at them when they're trying to catch the ball, man, that is the scariest thing to them because they're thinking in their mind, first of all, that guy's going to plow into me. So I need to make sure I have the ball. Keepers that don't have that mentality, they're going to fret and drop the ball. And guess what? You hit the ball in the back of the net and score. And you do this from the beginning of the game to the defenders and the goalkeepers. At the very outset of the whistle being blown, you need to be attacking whoever has the ball. Because guess what? That now gets into their mind. And they're going to say, wait a minute, for 90 minutes, this player is coming at me. And now that's pressure. They have to figure it out. Okay, so again, your job is to be a disruptor. Attack the defender to go past them. When you have the ball, and you know you're in one-on-one situation, it doesn't matter if you lose the ball on that end of the pitch. You're not hurting your team. When you're attacking a defender and you're in the middle of the pitch, you have to really think about what are you doing? Are you attacking at that point? Because if you lose the ball, now they have a counter attack at the midline. That not necessarily is the time to always attack a defender, right? But in the third, the other opposite side of the pitch, between the 18-yard box and the half line, you want to go full on at that defender, especially if you know they don't have the speed to keep up with you. They are only using 1 foot, right? And again, if they take the ball from you, you're going to go win it back. And guess what? You're already still on that side of the third to make something happen. So study their movements during the warm up and the game. We talked about that prior to. Okay. Next up, we're talking about hold up play. Hold up the play, drop it back for teammates as they support you. So normally this would be done with your back towards the goal. We call that hold up play. So they kick the ball to you or clear it from the goal line. There, your 18-yard box, or the keeper throws it out to you. And the reason for that is so everyone can move up from the defense. And your job is to hold up the ball, hold the play, keep control of the ball, right? In this instance, this is when you want to draw fouls. This is not the time to try and take on 2 or 3 players. Your job is to draw the foul. Give your teammates time to catch up with you. Hold up the ball, keep the ball, and then guess what? The first player you're seeing come at you, give them the ball. And then what are you going to do? You're going to turn around now and make a through run. Run off of that defender and get away from him because you're going to have a give and go situation. So the ball comes out to you, corner kick, free kick. They're trying to clear it out of your defense. You get the ball. First player you see sprinting, man. It doesn't matter if they're coming towards you or they're on the other side of the pitch. Hit them the ball. And then you make a run and get it right back. Now the whole game is just opened up for you. And you do this from onset. You start of the game. Put it in the minds of the defenders that have to try and keep you on the tabs that they're going to have a very long day trying to keep up with you because they don't know what you're going to do, right? But they don't know. You already did your homework before the game and know exactly who you need to be going at. How do you attack them? How do you take the ball from them? You already have your game plan set up. You're always thinking back to this is a mental position. You have to be mentally strong in this position. Okay. Next up, making through passes to oncoming teammates. So back to the hold up play. You have to be looking around. You have to know when to give and go. You have to know when a player needs help and there's no one else around. You need to be sprinting to help that player out and get the ball. Even if you have to take a foul to help them out, right? Back to it's a physical position. You're gonna get kicked down a lot. Defense, they're the ones that normally, would kick down players or foul players and things like that to stop the attack. Right. You're the one getting kicked down. All right. So get some good shin guards and go at it and make it happen and affect the game, man. This is like I said, this is my position. I love the position. I love the physicality. I love getting into other players' heads because I know once I have them under that wrap, it's over with. The game is done. The game is done because every time I get the ball, they are backing up. They're backing up. They don't know what I'm going to do. So guess what? Now you bring your teammates into play, and you need to switch it up each time. You see them backing off you, you might attack them one time. You see them backing off you, you start an attack. You're looking for a pass the next time. You start attacking the same defender again. You might just give the ball up and then make a through run behind them and get it back. Switch up the play. You have to switch it up. You cannot do the same thing every single time you get the ball. You have to again know what you're going to do before you get it. Because as soon as they know you are left-footed and you're going to touch the ball with the outside of your foot every time and drop it back once the pass comes to you, they're going to time that pass and they're going to step right in front of you and take the ball because they know That's the only move that you have. So how do you get moves? You watch on the games and you practice the moves. You practice the moves on your own with your teammates at practice. At practice is when you do your moves, you practice new things, you get good enough at practice to do it so you can do it in a game second nature. You're not even thinking about it. You're not even thinking about it. So take away part of the field so they can only pass one direction. Choose the time to do this is key. So when I say take away part of the field, what do you think I'm talking about? I'm talking about the defense, goal kicks, or whenever they get the ball in the defense. You want to take away a part of the field. So you never want to just run straight at a defender when they have the ball. You need to be choosing what side of the defender you want to take away. So if they're coming down the right side of the pitch, you already have the end line as your friend. So why would you run towards the end line and meet them straight on? You want to come from the middle of the pitch and take away that pass to the middle of the pitch, and you want to be running towards the end line and push them that way. Very first thing you should be doing, my teammates all know this, when they see me start to attack a defender, I look back to see where my teammates are. As soon as they know I look back, they know I'm getting ready to go take off and take away that side of the pitch where I'm looking from. They all shift over and they know we're getting ready to go take this ball because they're going to mark everyone in that line of sight because I just made it the only pass for that defender. Figure it out with your teammates. That is extremely, I don't see that happening a lot. I don't see it happening a lot. I see that the defenders have all this versatility. They can make 2 or 3 passes from the back. And I see forwards being extremely lazy. They're not even taking away a piece of the pitch. They're running straight at them. You want to help your team? You want your team to get ahead? Talk to your team about doing that. Take away a piece of the field. Shut it down because that's how you win the ball back. And guess what? You're back on the attack again. All right. We talked about this before. Attack defenders to win the ball back. As soon as you lose it, do not be a lazy footballer. That thing, man, that is a thing that really just burns me up when I see someone walking after they lose the ball, man. Why are you walking when you lose the ball? You should be sprinting back to go win it back. It should make you angry that you lost the ball. Go back and get it. Guess what this does? It takes away the defender's mentality. He knows you're coming at them. Second, you're showing your teammates that you are not giving up. You might spark someone to do the same thing that they never even thought about doing that before as a defender or a midfielder. You might spark them to even get a little extra oomph in their step because they see you going up there to try and win something back. Now that gets them boosted up. You might have a player on your bench that might sub in for you or sub in for someone else, and they just saw you go and run and get the ball back. Now you've got them jacked up and they're ready to go into the game and go do the same thing. It's a mentality. You want the ball to score. Well, how do you do that? You need to go get the ball once you lose it, right? Again, you want to be the star, you got to put the work in. This is a very demanding position, very demanding. You can make mistakes, but you need to score to make up for those mistakes, all right? Scoring or setting up scoring is also part of the position, as we stated before. You either score a goal or you make an assist. That is your job first and foremost. Doesn't matter whether you're captain of the team. It doesn't matter whether you're defending in the back and you want to come up to the forward line, whatever, what have you. An attacker who plays the forward line, that is what you are there for. You're not there to be the person, the tallest person in the wall. You're not there to be on the goal line on corner kicks. You are there to make something happen and attack the other team. Once again, you should be looking around 360 degrees at all times. At all times. You want to know where your defender is or where your two defenders are. When I play, there's always two people on me. I love it. That's great. Again, what did we talk about? That means someone on your team is open. So if I'm taking up two players, that's a beautiful thing. When I get the ball, I'm not going to run towards them. I'm going to run away from them, cause one of them to come at me. And guess what? You should be able to dance around that defender. If you cannot beat a defender one-on-one in the middle of the pitch, I don't think the forward job is for you. You might need to go play defense. Okay? You should be able to beat someone one-on-one. You might be able to beat a second person. And I said might be able to beat. And guess what the third rule is? You will never beat three people in one dribble. That is not your job to do that. Okay? The percentages are against you from taking on three people. If you are taking on three people to try and score a goal, you are totally dismissing your teammates. If there's three people that you have to take on to score, there's two of your teammates that are sitting there wide open. Pass them the ball. Pass them the ball. But if you have two on you, you receive the ball, there's no one else around, have at it. But you have to beat the first defender to get to the second one. If you see him trying to double team you, whatever, what have you, well, guess what? Go find the teammate that's open, knock the ball back, make a through run, get it right back. No problem. Right? So there you go. Forwards, attackers, whether you're playing the left or the right or the middle, this is the video for you. Mentally strong, be into the game, study the opponent, and of course, you have to be fit. We talked about that before. You have to be upper 90 plus. You should be able to run all day as a forward. There should not be any getting tired. Because guess what? You're wearing out the defenders to make them tired. And it will pay off. By the 80th minute, by the 70th minute, in between that time period, the 70th, 80th, they're going to be tired from chasing you. They're going to be done. And that's when you have your opportunity to even score even more goals. Right? So keep that in mind. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Appreciate you all listening tonight. This was the last position that I had to teach about. We're going to be getting into some other things on the next episodes as well. But again, thank you for everything. And thank you for all the support that you all are bringing to me. Appreciate everyone liking the page, subscribing to the page. Appreciate the party again this past weekend. Thank you for everyone out there. And all the videos, all the family around the world and friends. Thank you for all of that. All right. So again, this is GB, Upper 90 Plus. You're ready to sign off. You all take care and have a great rest of your evening. And thanks again for watching. Bye-bye now.